Hello everybody, Briximus Prime back at it again for another One Piece SH Figuarts action figure video, and today we're looking at Monkey D. Luffy, the Raid on Onigashima version. And I'm gonna try not to complain too much, because I mean, that would be a bit of a stretch. I'll see myself out now. So yeah, let's just get right on in by taking a look at the packaging. And, you know, the packaging here, if you guys watched my previous Sanji review, this packaging should look pretty familiar, only this time it's got an image of Luffy right there, and it's in this red, it's got the One Piece logo, SH Figuarts, Monkey D. Luffy, with the Raid on Onigashima, got the Bandai logo, Tamashii Nations, and all that promo images, and all of the, you know, text that I cannot read at all. But hey, I have seen the anime, so that's got to count for something. Here's now taking a look at all of the accessories included here with Luffy. Again, Luffy here, kind of similar to Sanji, is a budget release, only this time that is Luffy's default. So no matter where or how you buy this figure, this is how many accessories you're getting. And for a lot of people, I can understand that this is a little underwhelming. But going over what we do have here. So Luffy here does come with his default hatless hair, which he tends to have most of the time in some of his fight scenes throughout the anime, so this is a very much appreciated accessory because a lot of action poses are going to be needed with this hair. Luffy does also come with this oddly shaped balding head. But what this is for is specifically so he can wear the straw hat. There's a little notch right back there, which allows you to then clip it onto him, and that snaps on pretty easily, and you can have his classic straw hat on there, which does have a lot of great molded detail on there. It's even got the 3 scratches right there that have been patched up by Nami, and yeah, very nice. Luffy also comes with some alternate faces. Luffy's angry face. You also get Luffy's devious smiling face right here. And then you also get Luffy's Looney Tunes looking surprised face here. Which is a pretty, you know, I don't really use this head all that often, but it is appreciated that it is included. Also, when it comes to the hair, technically Luffy is supposed to have this extra little tuft of hair coming out of the bottom right there, but the thing is, this also tends to hinder some of the articulation and everything when swapping out the hair, so honestly, I kind of find this useless. What isn't useless, though, is you do get Luffy's default pair of fists, these karate chop style hands, and then this pair of open hands. As you guys saw before, all of Straw Hat Luffy's alternate faces and everything all do look really good, and I do like the way everything's sculpted and painted very cleanly. All the same thing goes down onto the rest of the body. He's got all the gold buttons there on his jacket. He's got the big scar there on his chest that he gets in Marineford. Everything's all nicely sculpted with all these wrinkles and everything. And again, this is kind of his default post-time skip appearance. The only difference is that he has the purple belt and the orange pants that is specifically color to the Raid on Onigashima version of Luffy. And then he also has his sandals right there. And again, everything is nicely sculpted. There's a lot of extra little like texturing and details kind of sculpted all throughout. Again, all kinds of wrinkles and just, you know, very bright, vibrant colors. I really like the way how he looks. It's definitely one of my favorite looks for Luffy. But one complaint I do have to make is I wish he did include the whole cape jacket thing, because he did have it throughout all of the Raid on Onigashima, and so it is one thing I do need to complain about that he doesn't have. But, like I said, complaining is also a bit of a stretch. Because of the lack of accessories for this guy, it does make me feel like he's a little bit hindered, but that being said, it hasn't stopped me from having a lot of fun with this figure. He's got double ball joints there in the neck, which allow him to... oh, shoot. The ball joints in here allow his neck to look up that far, and if it's the hair without the straw hat, it allows him to look up even farther. And, you know, he also has some side-to-side motion. The head can swivel from left to right, and, you know, and there's also a ball joint at the base of the neck, which allows him to look down a whole lot, and again, allows for extra bits of movement in there. It's just, again, just be careful with some of the parts. They can be, falling off constantly. Now, the other part you also need to be very careful with is the shoulders here. I don't know if you can hear it, but mine tend to squeak and feel really tight. They felt very tight out of the box, and so I had to go in there with a hairdryer, and I had to go and steal my sister's hairdryer, go in and heat that up, and then I get yelled at for stealing the hairdryer, and I have to put it back, and then I've got to... It's a whole process, and it's a little annoying, but that being said, I'd much rather modify a $35 figure rather than some $85, $900, $200 figure. So, I mean, this isn't that bad, but it's just something to be aware of. But yeah, his shoulders can move outward that far. They can move down that far. They can rotate a full 360, but again, you need to be very careful with the joint as not to put too much stress on it. And his hair fell off. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, then he also has these extra joints in the shoulders right there that allow for him to have some like butterfly movements. He can move his arms inward, and they can also move them backward a little bit more. There's a lot here to the shoulders. He's got bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow that bends well over 90 degrees. His wrists all rotate, and then they can hinge up and down. And if you rotate the peg, it does get some other side-to-side motion as you shift it around. He does have a ball joint at the base of the diaphragm as well as one here in the chest, which allows him to crunch forward. It allows for some arching back. There's also an actual ab crunch like joint in there that also helps with a lot of these poses. And then that ball joint in there also allows for some diaphragm pivoting, some waist swiveling. And hey, this guy comes with nice rubbery sound effects. I don't like that noise. This little purple belt here, right here, does have a little swivel joint on it, so you can move it out of the way and make it, flow in the wind with different poses. His hips can rotate, but just be aware that sometimes the diaphragm does tend to run into the hip, so make sure that you pose it to where it's out of the way before rotating the leg, just to prevent any damage or chipping. And that hip can rotate pretty far forward, and again, combined with his abdomen joint, you can make him have some really high kicks. The hip can also rotate back pretty far as well. He can also rotate out to the side as well. So very nice stuff. And also, there's been a lot of reviewers out there that mention that their legs tend to pop out really easily. I don't know if it's because I got mine later and it's like the second run of Luffy, or I don't know, but mine stay in really tight and mine have never even popped out once. So again, I don't know if that's a me problem or if that's something for other people, but it is something I should at least mention. There is also a ball joint here in the thigh right there, which allows for thigh swiveling. He has under 90 degrees of bend at the knee, which is very disappointing and is the one bit on this figure I'm not a fan of. And then finally, his ankles can move up, they can move down. You can rotate that as well to get some deep ankle pivot. And then finally, you get a sandal toe bend, and that's really nice. And yeah, once you utilize all of, the accessories and the articulation along with the detail, on top of that, this guy is a really fun time. I do understand a lot of people who are very into SH Figuarts and collect a lot of them. This is kind of a, subpar figure in terms of articulation, but for me personally, who's more of a casual fan of SH Figuarts and doesn't like spending a whole lot of money on figures, I do appreciate getting this for $35 and what it accomplishes. Unlike my last One Piece review, I actually do have some figures to compare Luffy with this time around. That being said, here is my last One Piece action figure review. The SH Figuarts Raid on Onigashima Sanji compared next to Luffy. And again, Sanji was also absolutely fantastic. He's definitely the better SH Figuarts action figure, but for me, and me personally, I do prefer Luffy as a character, but again, that's just personal preference, and again, go and check out that Sanji review if you haven't. Here he is compared next to this random One Piece drink that I got. Oh my god! And yeah, that is pretty much it for my review on the SH Figuarts Raid on Onigashima Luffy. Again, very simple figure with some very simple accessories, but highly effective. I really do think there was a lot of effort put into this figure from Bandai. It's just a shame that they didn't put a whole lot of effort into those legs. The legs themselves felt like a bit of an afterthought, and again, it just feels like those knees should have definitely been engineered to where they could, like, extend and maybe have, like, some sort of double bending knee, like, double jointed knee feature, or you can tell they tried to do something with these little, like, hinge joint things that are, like, fused in there, but they ended up just making it really hard to bend them in all the way, and it allows for some of the poses to not be quite captured with Luffy, but that being said, I have still been able to pull a lot of fun out of this figure. And so I honestly don't really have much to complain about. He's got the amount of accessories that I'm okay with paying for 35 bucks. That being said, it would have been nice to get maybe some more alternate hands that have like his hockey, like infused hockey or something in there, or it just would have been nice to get maybe some extra little bits here and there, maybe some stretchy parts to add in somewhere, or maybe they could make an accessory pack in the future, like what they've done with some of the Dragon Ball SH Figuarts figures. But anyway, that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, very simple figure, so I've got a very simple opinion on him. If I had to give this Luffy a rating, I give him a very solid 7 to 8 out of 10, so not too shabby. He just needed these little bits of extra improvement. But anyway, that is basically it for this review. If you guys enjoyed it, give me a like on the video, comment below what you guys think, subscribe to the channel for more SH Figuarts and One Piece videos, and I definitely will catch you next time with a very special figure.